I'm a cinephile. Stick around. Hi, folks. Old Man Grognard back here in front of my wall. Actually, it's my desk with like 4 shelves of videos up there. Those are my singles. And I kind of wanted to address something that's not really important, but I thought I'd give a shout out and answer to my buddy Heath Holland over at Serial at Midnight. And he talks about cinephile. Do you call yourself a cinephile or not? Well, there's a lot of names for, collecting movies and watching movies. And there's a lot of names I've been called too. But anyway, cinephile is a good word. Yeah, it's a real good word. I wouldn't mind using it myself. In fact, I probably will. I would call myself a film buff. My wife would call me a film snob, but that's another point, because I feel you should only collect what you like. And there are certain genres I don't really care about unless they come out with something that's really fantastic. In other words, I do care for most action films, thriller action films, like, Fast and Furious, Mission Impossible, John Wick, all that kind of stuff. But I really do like a good action picture that grabs me, like Indiana Jones. It's a period thing, and I like that. And other films like that, even back in the 40s and stuff. I love, like, Adventures of Robin Hood and a bunch of other ones that are out there. Jungle Pictures, a little bit, some. But anyway. But I don't have any of those in my collection. Does that make me a snob or a cinephile or a buff? I think it just makes me a film buff. A lot of people think, you got tons and tons of movies. You must like everything. Do you have X? No, I don't. Because that's a genre I don't care for. Sci-fi I'm not too cool on, but I like Star Wars and Star Trek and some Doctor Who. I don't have any Doctor Who, but you get my point, okay? I only collect genres I like, and I don't know if that's snobby or not. So I am going to stick with the term film buff or cinephile. Cinephile, well, yeah, Heath is right. There's kind of there may be a kind of a stigma around that word. A lot of people like to pick on you if you know, like, something that has more than 2 syllables or 3. And I'm not going to put any shade on them, but I have no problem expanding my vocabulary. So, deal with it. Anyway, like I said, I've got a whole bunch of movies, and there are some I don't like, some I do like. I like a lot of stuff. I like comedies, westerns, animation, fantasy, some fantasy. I really don't get beyond something like Lord of the Rings or the D&D movie, Honor Among Thieves. But, if there's something out there that comes out, yeah, classic cinema especially. I mean, all those genres that I talked about, classic, or if they do a modern one that's really good. I was a lot. Yes, I'm old. I remember seeing things like Chinatown in the theater when it first was released. I saw The Sting when it first released. To me, those are classic movies, and they're a good genre. Like, The Sting is like, it's a con game type of thing, but it can be exciting, like a thriller or an action picture. Chinatown. I have seen Chinatown. I've always said it's my favorite movie because it's the one I've seen the most. I think I've seen it about 50 times between its initial release in the theater and my 4K up there. So it's just I like it, and it's what do we call them? Neo-noirs, new noir. I like film noir. That's another genre I like, film noir, and I'm still learning about that. And some of these genres I'm still learning about. Like, I've got a lot of film noir, and I'm always looking for more. I'm always trying to discover. I love to discover films. That whole, you can't see it, but that whole third shelf up there is filled with Mill Creek stuff, because I love to take those out and start digging. It was really good, and I find a lot of bad, but I find some good in there. And sometimes things that are good, I don't, wow, this was better than I thought. You know, that kind of thing. It started with the generic horror stuff. Now, horror, I like classic horror, like the Universal and the Hammer stuff. And, you know, like the Corman Pose and things like that. I really don't care for slasher movies or jump scare movies. They just don't do anything. I mean, okay, fine, you jump scare. It doesn't. I think classic horror is nice because, first of all, it's not, to me, it's not horrific anymore because it's been around so long and people go, oh yeah, Frankenstein, yeah, Dracula. But it's got so much atmosphere, and it's fun to watch them. It's fun to watch the actors in those, because they're just, it's just fun to, I mean, you have Karloff and Lugosi. Lugosi, I love whatever the part is, and I've seen his monogram stuff too, his older, like when he was on Poverty Row and he couldn't get, you know, I'd love, because he will give 110% every time. He doesn't care what the part is. He will throw himself in it, and I admire that. I'm not saying, well, I do like his acting, okay? I like his acting. I know it's a very, depends on your taste, but it's great. Karloff, I have yet to see a bad performance out of him. Because Karloff, to me, he's not only horror, it's good acting. You find a lot of good acting in these old horror films. Lon Chaney Jr., I know he's an acquired taste, but I like him. He has a limited range of acting, and he does a certain thing, you know, the tortured hero type thing, but he does it. He's the best at it. If you want a character like that, he is the best in that small range right there. And as an actor, I can empathize. I can admire that. So yeah, I like that kind of stuff. The more modern ones, I like psychological. I like not films that are horrific, but are disturbing, that can be disturbing. One that comes to mind is Shutter Island. I love Shutter Island. That was a great film. One of Scorsese's best. Shutter Island was wonderful. The Lighthouse. Ooh, that one was like real disturbing, and I loved it. It was so much. I'm surprised I don't get nightmares from stuff like that. But that's my jam for horror. Okay? I mean, you're going to see a lot of stuff up here. I'm eclectic. That's why I say I'm a film buff. I do analyze films to a certain extent, but I never forget that it's entertainment. You know, I don't go up my own wazoo about, you know, the meaning of this and the meaning, and you know, that stuff's fun. I love it. I love commentaries. I love making up. I love behind the scenes movie stuff. Like my wife, she just wants to watch a movie. She doesn't care about the behind the scenes or anything like that or any commentary. She just wants to watch it. She doesn't want to know. I said, okay, fine. I want to know. That's my jam. So that's pretty much what I'm at. Anyway, I just wanted to make this because cinephile is a good word. I like that word. So far, I'm just going to stick with film buff, if you know what I mean. Okay? All right, so if you guys like this, like and subscribe, ring the bell down there, and all that good stuff. Give me a like on this or whatever. All right, Until I see you folks next time, bye-bye.